Alright, what's up guys? Going to be doing a trade review for March 24th, 2023. And this one's out a bit late, but it's kind of hard to get the trade reviews done over the weekend because, you know, like I'm human too and I get a bit lazy, but wanted to get it done today before the next week of the market. And yeah, so just to remind everyone, I am a higher time frame flag trader slash pivot break trader. And so what that means is I go on the 15 minute, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour, and I look for pivot breaks or flags, which are basically continuation patterns. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about the one and only trade that I took on Friday, which was Nvidia. As you can see, this was a pivot break on Nvidia right here. You can see that there's some movement down, and there's a pivot that was created on the 15 off this candle, because you can see that price gets down here, gets eaten up, and the next candle is within the previous candle, and it shows that there's a pivot and the respect of the level here. And so I wanted to take the break of this level right here, and then wanting to get the movement down. Unfortunately, what happened with this trade was that it broke and then it got eaten up on the next candle. And unfortunately, I took this I managed this trade based on emotions, unfortunately, and it's bound to happen sometimes. It's definitely very frustrating because the idea did work out, and basically ended up getting 2.5 points for the risk of 1 point, essentially. So what I should have done here was, yeah, this candle did happen, but what I should have done is I should have used this candle and used that as a risk to say that if any candle closes above this level, I'll get out instead of just getting out off of this annoying candle. As you can see that there's no 5 minute candle after this candle that closes above this level, which indicates that, yeah, um, this is not in the best spot, but it doesn't mean that the trade won't work out because there's a higher time frame behind it, right? It might just take longer to work out, which is exactly what happened, and this ended up pushing down to 263.55. So unfortunately, with this trade, it didn't work out for me, but the idea was a great idea. The execution was just a bit sloppy, unfortunately. But gotta work on that and gotta make sure it doesn't happen again. And the only way to do that is just use this candle and understand that I'm risking um, about almost a point, more like yeah, about a point almost, give or take, for a potential 2.5 point move, essentially. Um, yeah, or yeah, more than 2.5 point move, basically. But yeah, it's all good. It happens, and that was basically the only trade I took on Friday. And then, because of the frustration, I just didn't want to take any more trades and have that emotion um, riding out. So I just stepped away and just took an early weekend, essentially. But yeah, as far as the other tickers in the market that I like to trade, I can go through them. IWM, nothing crazy here. Potentially this on the 15 minute, which is like an ascending wedge. It did work out nicely, but it took very long for you to get the move. So if you would have entered at 215 here, you would have gotten the move like much later. It would have taken almost an hour for that move to happen. It's not bad at all. As you can see, the 1 hour did show that it was a decent setup, but um, just rather not have to deal with that, And as you can see, the 5 minute shows that you would have entered here, and this candle would have definitely been annoying to deal with, and a lot of this would have been annoying to deal with as well. But yeah, that's not too bad on IWM. Definitely could have been taken. SPY just looks like it's very choppy and moving upward, directionally choppy, as I like to say. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for SPY. Nothing there, at least in my eyes. 15 minute on Apple looks very choppy as well, and then just suddenly a little bit directional, nothing crazy. Yeah, you can see that on the 1 hour. Amazon, just no movement, very choppy after the push down at open. QQQ, pretty similar in that it's just choppy and then just gets a bit like directionally choppy towards the end of the day. Google, just very choppy, nothing really here. Nvidia, we talked about it. That one opportunity for the pivot break, and then everything else is just pretty much tangling around VWAP and no clear direction. So nothing there after that. Tesla, pretty similar, just a bunch of VWAP crosses and no movement. AMD, definitely was considering this at towards the time that I was taking Nvidia, which ticker I should take, AMD or Nvidia, but because AMD had closed so strongly above VWAP, and the direction in relation to the pivot just made it seem like Nvidia was a better choice. And yeah, in hindsight, I would have definitely gotten stopped out of this as well. Although if I use that same rule, I shouldn't have gotten stopped out. But because of the emotions I knew from the Nvidia trade, if I had taken AMD instead, it would have been the same result essentially. But yeah, I think regardless, AMD was a better opportunity. Or sorry, not AMD. Nvidia was a better opportunity compared to AMD. But yeah, it's just unfortunate the way that both of them played out. And yeah, I think that covers pretty much everything for Friday. Just not really much on the day. Just two opportunities, both of which just took some time to go and had some annoyance attached to it. But that's gonna happen sometimes, and you just gotta stick to your rules and just not let the emotions get in the way. But yeah, hopefully next week is a much stronger week in terms of opportunity, and hope you guys had a great trading week. Hopefully you guys can end the month strong next week. But yeah, that was pretty much it for Friday. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.